Eve, the penultimate frontier. These are the voyages of Hudhat and Buzz Kerbal, whose ongoing mission is to fly gigantic freaking rockets with tons of struts and lots of boosters to explore parts of our system as yet unexplored and bring back lots of science so we can unlock the rest of the skill tree. Alright, so last time we made a fuel dump ship and we brought it to Eve, and off camera I brought another one. And for whatever reason, I completely forgot to use aerobraking in Eve's extremely thick atmosphere to slow down the ship and bring it into an orbit. So if I had have done that, we would have had a lot of fuel left. But no matter, they're here. There's one right here, Eve Fuel Dump Mark III. And here's another one. 2 wonky orbits. Now, this is going to be quite the challenge, and to be honest, I don't know if we will be successful. There's so many different parts to the puzzle, and it's really the thing that's going to make it the hardest is that we can't really test things until we get here. We can sort of, I can try to think about things in advance and over-engineer them, but really, we're not going to really know till we get here. Eve has the highest gravity in the system, 1.7, almost double that of Kerbal. It has the biggest, thickest atmosphere, 90,000 meters. It's very thick. It's very hard to get out of this place once we get here. And there's no oxygen, so we can't use a space plane to get out. We can't use the atmosphere to our advantage. We can't use a super efficient jet engine. So, what I want to do, we're going to design a mission that we're going to build in several parts. And we're going to assemble it in space over Kerbal and then send it here. So here's what we need. We need something to land on Eve, and then it needs to be powerful enough to get off. That's 1. 2, we're also going to Gilly over here. Now, Gilly is in an elliptical orbit like this. And it is not only elliptical, but it's on a strange angle here. And it has 0.005 gravity. It is the smallest, lightest body that we can land on in the entire system. It has the least gravity, and Eve has the most. And look at it, it's very irregular. So that may pose a small challenge, but really, I don't think getting to Gilly is going to be tough. Landing on it, maybe a little wonky because it's uneven. But the real challenge is getting a ship big enough all the way to Eve and then landing on it and having it be powerful enough to get off. And if we can get that off Eve and in orbit around Eve, then I don't care. We can, if we don't have enough fuel to get back to Kerbal, we can send a rescue mission. Plus, we've got a couple of people here in these fuel dumps. Now, I may leave them here. I may leave one here. But I probably want to try to rescue at least one person, so we have to take that into account as well. We only have 3, 4, maybe 5 different things left in the tech tree to unlock, and we want to unlock them all while we're here in the system, or, you know, in Eve and Gilly, so that we can send one super mission to Jewel. So we're going to make something really complex, and then take everything we learned from this mission, this mega mission, and then we're going to send a giga mission to Jewel, a super duper mission. So let's go to the vehicle assembly building, and let's think about how we're going to do this. Okay, so let's make like a little diagram here, just to try to think through the process. Just very basic, the different parts. We're going to need a lander for Gilly. And all of these different sections we're going to have to assemble in orbit, and we're going to be using these fellas' docking ports. We've learned previously that the docking ports can't handle a lot of stress. So we're going to have to be careful with how heavy we make things. But we're going to need a lander for Gilly. We're also going to need to bring some guys back. So I'm thinking about taking this hitchhiker storage container. It doesn't weigh that much, only 2.5. For comparison, this lander module weighs 0.6. This big one weighs 4.12 and holds 3. But if we just want to bring some people back, we can use this. It holds 4 people. So we're going to need to bring that. Let's see. Let's get the docking clamp guys. This is going to be the basic shape of our ship. You know, in simple. There's going to be more parts in this. There's no fuel and rockets on this, obviously. Okay, so then in addition to this, we're going to need our lander for Eve. But we want to land that thing on Eve with as much fuel as possible. So I think what we'll do in addition, we're going to have like a little tug. A little guy whose only mission is to push our Eve lander out of Eve orbit so that it lands on Eve. So we'll just symbolize it with this fuel tank like that. There. Okay. And then okay. And then we're going to need an Eve lander. And we'll go ahead and use this one again. We're going to need an Eve lander, and this guy's going to be super duper. He's going to be super duper. So just to symbolize him being bigger. It's just a diagram. I just want to explain what we're going to be doing. It's going to be kind of like that. And then even below that, we're going to need a section to take us from orbit around Kerbal to orbit around Eve. And this is going to be the big pusher guy. And we'll grab these things. And we're going to do that with, let's see, these nuclear engines. So like this. So like this, whoops, like this, but way bigger, way more complex. But these are the different parts I've got to design. And then we've got to get those into orbit around Kerbal and have them all rendezvous and assemble. And we've got to try to also think about making it structurally strong enough so that when we're pushing from down here, this whole thing doesn't wobble like a snake. I've definitely seen that in other people's videos when they try to connect a lot of things like this, that the whole thing will wobble and flex back and forth. So we need to take that into mind. And we've got to lift each of these into orbit individually, which could be complex, particularly for this stage, which is going to be kind of big, and for this stage, which is going to be kind of big. Okay, so that's the basics of what we're doing. Next, we need to design a lander for Eve. Now, there's a lot of variables, and basically, I'm going to have to just over-engineer the hell out of it to the best of my ability. We want something fast, and it really has to be fast. It's got to be quick, but it can't be too heavy either. The Eve atmosphere is really thick, and so getting out of the bottom layer of it is going to be tough. And so I think what I want to do, I'm going to design a lander for Eve, and then we're going to test it on Kerbal. And we can't really do a one-to-one comparison because the gravity's obviously lighter here. But if we can design something that's really fast and can get like all the way out of Kerbal's sphere of influence, then maybe that'll be adequate, or, you know, I don't know, we'll just have to find out. Okie dokie, here is my design for the lander, the sort of preliminary stages of it, and there's no landing legs on it yet. That's another variable. Will the landing legs be strong enough to hold this thing up in Eve's strong gravity? Another thing we won't really be able to test until we get to Eve itself. The whole thing, there's so many things that can go wrong, but we're going to try to over-engineer it as much as possible. And there's also no parachutes on this thing, which we will need to land on Eve. And also, in addition to that, I've got this thing we were talking about before, the hitchhiker storage container to hold 4 crew. That's not going to be on there when we land on Eve. We're going to decouple it and leave it in orbit around Eve, but since the gravity is higher on Eve anyway, it doesn't hurt to add some weight to this thing because it's going to weigh twice as much, nearly. Let's see, what else are we missing? We don't have any science things on it either, and no solar panels. Basically, I just want to test how fast the thing is, how well the staging works. So Hans here is our test pilot. We need to see what we can do with this guy. And I'd like to bring him back. I don't want to just abandon him for this one mission. So let's see what we can do. 5, 4, 3. I wonder what throttle should I be at. We'll see what happens. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blasty. So I decided to bring some boosters with us. Now we've got to get this thing into space without using any of this fuel, without using the boosters, so that we can use it when we take off. That's going to be a whole challenge in and of itself. And I decided to also have 2 stages of boosters. So there's, you'll see in a second when I drop these inner guys right here are going to fire immediately after to hopefully put a little more pep in our step. Let's see, we're at 2,000 meters. Okay, pretty good. I think this is doing all right. And we're about to stage. Now, I don't have any Separatrons. Hopefully that won't be an issue. That was a little close. And did we lose anything? No. Okay, I think this is the way it's supposed to be. There's no boosters right here. I think there was... They didn't fit properly for some reason. Or maybe I needed to make it symmetrical. It would have rotated if I had to put them there. That's why. Okay, now here goes this stage. Oh, wait, that was a little... No, that was perfect. Perfect! Maybe I do need some Separatrons. You see that? I haven't put Separatrons on here, because we're going to need to put parachutes up top here. And I don't know. I'm just trying to think ahead. Let's see, we need to throttle up. We should be at 200 meters per second if we were being optimal here. But that's okay. We can always throttle up once we're in Eve's atmosphere. The main thing I want to see, this thing does seem pretty quick. I like the responsiveness. We're at 10,000. Let's start turning over. Now, in Eve's gravity, obviously, I don't even know how to start the gravity turn. What would be optimal? We'll probably wait until we get... I don't know. There's so many variables. We're just going to try to over-engineer it. But I think this guy's pretty good. Oh, gosh. He bounced off my ship. Nothing exploded, thank God. We're going to try to over-engineer it. I'm going to try to do it without Separatrons, I think. Because there's already going to be a lot of stuff. We've got to put the science doohickeys. I don't have any solar panels. I don't think... Yeah, there's no batteries here. I need to put some battery packs. We've only got 50 electrical charge. I need to put a ladder down so that our pilot can get down to Eve and take a surface sample. I may skip that part. But ladders don't weigh much, so we may do that anyway. Whoa! Let's see, what's our T-minus doing? It's going down. Okay, let's tip up some. We want it to be going... We want it to be increasing. It's only 25 seconds. 25, 26, 27. Give me 27, 27. Okay. Pretty good. And we still have a lot of fuel. We're going to lose 2 more tanks here in a second. I've fallen in love with these reaction wheel doohickeys. They are magical. So let's see. We're about to lose another stage. There those guys go. Pretty good. These smaller tanks are kind of... They're like structural easy mode. It's very easy to build, and they don't fall apart because they're so much lighter. The orange tanks are Delta V easy mode, where you can go anywhere and like lift really heavy things, but they tend to fly apart a lot easier. What are we doing with our time here? 53. Okay, that's getting higher. 58. Okay, that's getting higher. Rapido. Maybe we'll go do like a moon flyby or something and then try to come back. Basically, I just want to see, is it fast? And it seems fast. And does it have a lot of extra fuel to get off of Kerbal? Because it's going to take way more fuel to get off of Eve. So, over-engineering is the name of the game. Now, there are mods that you can install to help. There's a mod called MechJeb, I think, something like that. That basically... It'll calculate things for you, and if you want, it'll even fly for you. And I'm not interested in that at all. I'm more interested in playing with the game mechanics that are inherent to the game itself. And I also don't really want to bust out calculators and do things like that. I want to sort of do things more intuitively and play the game as a game and not as a homework experiment or something, a homework assignment. So I'm only going to do a minimal of things outside of the game itself. Now, one thing I will do is I will look up the values for the atmosphere, for the optimal speeds at given... Okay, what are you doing? The optimal speeds at given altitudes. I've done that for Kerbal on the Kerbal Space Program Wiki. It has optimal velocity per altitude. It's got like a little list. And that's what I use to know how fast I should be going at a given altitude. That's what I base it on. It's on the wiki. You can find it if you go to the Kerbal Space Program wiki and you click on Kerbin, the planet. It'll have a list if you scroll down a bit. Okay, so let's see, 3 minutes, 50 seconds. And that's only going to be a 7-second burn. We can definitely do that. Let's say, let's just do an Eve flyby, or not an Eve flyby, a moon flyby. Okay, we can now go up to ×5 and ×10. And, oh, now we're, wait, what's going on? There we go. Okay, now to ×10. Watch our clock. Yeah. Okay. Whoa. Almost shot past it. We're going to get into orbit. We're going to try to find an interaction with the moon. I haven't done that much science from the moon. Maybe we'll do like EVA, you know? Maybe we could get some decent science out of that. And I missed my node because I was too busy talking, not paying attention. But that's fine. We don't need to be super precise about this. Okay, let's delete this. And let's set the moon as our target. What is our ascending descending node? 1 degree, that's fine. So it's right there. We need to burn like there. Something like that. Whoa, there we go. Periapsis, let's get the periapsis real low. 700,000, no good, no dice. 181,000, nope. 50 kilometers, whoa, that's too close. That's splat into Mun territory. 24 kilometers. That's pretty good. And then once we get closer, we can fine-tune it a little bit. Do a really low flyby. Let's see. Okay, so that's in 20 minutes. It's only a 37-second burn. And we're not going to land or anything. Oh. Okay, we'll have to worry about that. Kerbin escape. We're going to escape Kerbin. It's going to slingshot us. That is what's called gravity assist. I tried it once and I kind of messed it up. So I haven't tried it again since. Okay, let's spin it. Whoa, man, that thing is spinning fast. Got some torque on this sucker. Oh, that's right, I turned SAS off. Okay, turn that back on. Let's speed up around to our target. I didn't put any lights on this. We don't have any science thingies at all. All that kind of stuff's going to add a little bit of weight, but not a lot. And I'll have to worry about ladders. I'm kind of worried about the ladders, because I've never had good luck with ladders. The little dudes always seem to fall off of them. Okay, here we go. Whoa. Almost went right by it again. All right. So, at about 18 seconds, we'll throttle up to full. Actually, yeah, that tank will probably last 18 seconds. Let's go now. Here we go. Hopefully it'll last long enough. But if not, oh well, we'll still have 3 left. That's more than enough to do this. We actually could get rid of this pod thing, but we'll just keep it on for an extra handicap. Actually, if I really wanted to test the thing... There we go. Oh! Maybe I do need to put Separatrons on this. Every time that happens, that just makes me so nervous. What was I saying? Oh, if I really wanted to handicap myself, I could just add a bunch of extraneous weight to try to simulate the Eve gravity. But I think what we'll do, we'll settle with over-engineering the hell out of it. Okay, there we go. That's down to 6 meters per second off of our target. And let's kill this maneuver. Let's see what happens if I throttle up. Oh! 7, let's turn off SAS so that stops messing around. 7 kilometers. I'm not sure what the highest elevation is on Moon, but I don't think it's 7 kilometers. I think we'll be okay. And if we crash, oh well. All right. So we're good to go. We've got tons of fuel. And lots of Delta V. Tell you what, let's go ahead and get rid of this thing. We don't really need it. We've established that this guy is lickety-split fast. And get out of here. We've established he's fast enough. Let's see, did I put... Yeah, I do have an SAS tank on here, so let's stop spinning, and then just translate like that way a little bit. I just want to do enough to... Alright, turn that off now. I want to drift away from this thing. Oh, you know what we can do? Let's just, Oh, I can't switch to it because I didn't put... Oh, this... Okay, so here's an error. I can't fly this thing. Maybe if I wonder... Okay, let's try this. I need to know this now, actually. Because I'm going to need to undock this thing and move it around. Do I need to put an AI in it? Or if I EVA... what's your name again? Hans. If I EVA Hans... Whoops. Okay, that's the wrong button. Good. This is why we're practicing before the real mission here. If I EVA Hans and bring him and put him inside this guy... Okay, slow down, slow down, slow down. Can I fly this thing on RCS? I need to know if having him in is enough or if I need an actual control module thing. Okay, grab on. Grab. Go up a little bit. Board. Oh, okay. Now, turn on RCS. It's not letting me. It is not letting me. Okay, this is valuable information. I cannot fly this thing around. Okay, good. I'm glad I didn't take this thing all the way to Eve and have it be totally pointless, because I will need to undock it and redock it, and I can't do that. And redocking the entire gigantic spaceship to this little tiny thing is not going to be practical at all. So I need to redesign that, or, you know, take that into consideration before making, let's see, let go. Before making the final version that we actually send to Eve. This is a, ooh, look at that. This is very cinematic. Okay. Let's get back under here. Grab. Oh, okay, you missed. Oh, fine, you wanted to flip upside down. It's fine. It's good. We're in space. There's no up or down. It's fine. Okay, then if we go ahead and speed up here, we're just doing a flyby. And I think I'm going to do an EVA report from space as we zip around. I don't remember if we did that or not. And there's Minmus right there. Very small. In the background. Here comes the Mun. Actually, before we get any closer, let me just check. Our periapsis is down to 4,000. Yeah, it definitely... Ooh, that's a little bit low. I'm not sure about that. Okay, let's try to do something. Like that, maybe? I can't see what that's doing exactly. Oop. That's too much. Yeah, basically, I just want to do this a little bit. So let's get here. Slow down. Let's turn the SAS back on. And let's get rid of this node. Okay, we're sitting right there. Oh, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. Okay. That brought us even lower. Let's go to the opposite. Let's do this and slow down a bit. Maybe that'll do it. Maybe this will do the magic. Yeah, okay, good. Whoop. Okay, yeah. Go up to about 6, and I'll be happy. 5, 6. Okay, good. Good enough. Goody goody gumdrops. Let's turn SAS off so it doesn't change our trajectory anymore. And then let's get ready for a close flyby. I'll go ahead and do a quick save, even though I don't really need to. Open that up. And there's our, see how, wow, that thing's already 9 kilometers away with that little bit of RCS maneuver we did. Oh, I guess we adjusted our, yeah, never mind. We did more. We used our engines to make sure we didn't crash into the mud. Let's get there already. Here we go. Whoop. Oh boy, lag as all the textures load in. So I do have a new computer that I'm using now. Whoa boy. 5,000. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. That's, wow, that is going to be a close shave. I have a new computer I'm using, and I have 16 gigabytes of RAM in this thing, and a GeForce GTX 780, and a very nice processor. However, how long until this? 4 minutes? Okay, we'll go and get out now. However, Kerbal Space Program is a 32-bit game. So, if I understand that correctly, 32-bit systems can only ever use a maximum of 4 gigabytes of RAM. So, it doesn't matter how much RAM I have. The game is kind of limited by that. And I think I'm pretty sure they've said they have no intention of rewriting the game to work for 64-bit systems, because it would, at this point, they would have to basically like rewrite the entire thing from scratch, more or less, is the gist of it that I got. 24. Okay, it's not a huge amount, but we'll take it. There's the moon. Mun. However, whoa, where are you going? That was weird. That wasn't the direction I was trying to push. There's the moon. The mun. Some people pronounce it mun. I kind of like saying mun, because it's almost like you're being sneaky about it. Like, oh, we spelled it like you should pronounce it moon, but we're really going to pronounce it mun. You thought we were trying to make it sound like moon, but it's not. It's mun. Okay, let's get back in here. F grab. And board. Okay, sweet. Now we need to get back to Kerbin to get this precious 24 pieces of science all the way back and get Hans back safely. So let's see. If we go here and just slow the hell down. Yeah. Slow down like mad. That'll do it. Okay, that's all we need to do. Good. I don't need a maneuver node for that. So let's go ahead and get out of our... Oh, gosh. Don't crash. Oh! Ah! Look how low we are. Man, that's really nerve-wracking. This is the low point right here. Look how low we are. Just scrape it. We're just going to, like, scrape this little docking clamp right off the ship. That was a low flyby. That is as... If you wanted to know how low you could safely go, there you go. And there may be a part of the moon where that would be too low and you would crash into something. This is kind of a low spot, maybe? I'm not sure. But we survived. We made it out. We still have basically 6 of these tanks left, which is pretty good. Let's get over here to the escape. All right, now we're out of the moon's sphere of influence and we can start burning without worrying about getting captured by the moon and going into orbit around it. We don't want to do that. We want to go back to Kerbin. And, whoa, okay. SAS, I always forget to turn that back on. We can go back to Kerbin and continue designing our ship in multiple parts. Okay, here we go. Throttle up. Throttle up. At some point, I want to start making... I want to try making an asymmetrical ship. Kind of like the Millennial Falcon, how it has like the command pod on like the right side. But not for a mission as technically challenged as Eve. For some future fluff mission, like we'll try to go to the moon with an asymmetrical ship, kind of like we went to the moon with, there we go. Kind of like we went to the moon with only boosters. We still have someone trapped there, which we have to rescue at some point. Maybe after go to Eve, before we do the super mission of Jewel, maybe we'll do a series of rescue missions to bring back all of our stranded Kerbinites. Kerbins? I don't know what the name for someone from Kerbin is. Kerbinites. I'm going to call them Kerbinites. Kerbinese? Kerbinites. Alright, so from this point, we can basically just... Whoa! Crap! That was quick. Hi. Hi, planet. Oh, and of course, we're on the dark side. Okay. Did I put parachutes on this thing? I hope so. Is there... Yes. Indeed. There are parachutes. Okay. Let's just do this. This will be fun. We're gonna burn straight down. Straight down, like this. There we go. See if we can use all our fuel, see what speed we can get up to before the atmosphere starts slowing us down. And then see if we can slow down in time to use our parachutes and not die. Let's make it a little more challenging. We have all this fuel, let's use it. I don't... Actually, this is one time I don't need that open. I wish we were on the bright side. I try to do that as often as possible. for video making purposes. But sometimes, you know, it just doesn't work. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about Separatrons, but we didn't have anything go wrong, so maybe I will just not worry about that. I'm more worried about the parachutes ripping the thing in pieces as we enter into Eve's atmosphere. Hopefully the Eve's atmosphere will be like a double-edged sword thing. I mean, we already know it's going to be hard to get out of, but hopefully it will help slow us down to make landing a little easier. That would be nice. Okay, we're down. Oh, we're really... Oh, God. No, we're going to die if we keep doing this. Okay, stop. Stop. Oh, God. We're going so fast. Oh, look how fast we slow down, though. And I did put 2 parachutes on. That's good. And we can turn SAS off. We were going really fast. We could have pushed it a little farther, I think. But that's kind of fun. Hans is having a ball, though. You go, Hans. Okay, so it seems like we are going to land safely. And I think... I mean, without actually going to Eve to test it, I'm going to say that the basic design of this lander, I'm going to say good to go. We're ready to go on to phase 2, which is to think about how to attach it to an interplanetary rocket stage thing that we're going to attach to the back of it to push it all the way to Eve. So we need to think about how to attach to that and how to get those 2 pieces as well as the ghillie lander and the tug boat thing. We need to learn how, or not learn, we need to figure out how to get all those up into orbit and assemble them in a way that they don't fly apart and turn into like a flippy-floppy snake thing from all of the docking clamps. So we will continue working on it next time on Kerbal Space Explosion. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you later. Bye-bye.